Happy Hytale Lore Day. We're chatting Zone 5. So, last time, we chatted about the gods of Orbis. We went through basically this little pantheon walk that I set up for us over here, where we got to see all of the godly statues all lined up together and talked about Gaia and Varen and the other gods, real or imagined, that the people of Orbis worshipped, and walked our way through all of these different forgotten temple entrances that are accessible inside of the world of Orbis. Let's actually take a little journey. So, Gaia, goddess of Orbis, she's got those 5 necklaces or not necklaces, what am I saying? 5 braids. She has the 5 bits of her hair that are meant to signify the 5 elements of the world of Orbis. So if you did not know, let's actually take a little quick stop by her to take a little peek. See how we have these little 5 pointed motifs that represent Gaia, and then on her you can see the 5 braids. Each of them has a different sigil that corresponds to a different element. Let's actually see if we can see them all here. So we've got wind right here. This is earth right here. This one is for fire. On the back is lightning. And then over here, I believe that one is for water. So the 5 elements of Orbis, all of which in the iconography, if you have not seen it, encircle the element of the void. So in the game currently, let's speed ourselves up once again. We have 4 zones that we can explore. Each one is related to a different element of the game. Zone 1 is the zone of Earth, right? That's why we have all of these rolling fields, all of the forests, the glades, and of course the quebecs that are living bits of Earth as well. When we hit Zone 2, not Zone 2, Zone 3, we get all these glacial landscapes, right? All this frozen water, and then we have, of course, the Outlanders who do rituals inside of corrupted pools of water. So Zone 3 represents the element of water. Let's pass back south a little bit. So, Zone 3, water. Zone 1, earth. Zone 2, typically in these worlds, should be directly to the south. Element of wind. We have all these wind-swept dunes and sandstorms. In Zone 2, we get wind, and then let's see if we have a Zone 4 close to us that we can see. So, Zone 4, the final zone that we currently have in the game, is this fiery, devastated wasteland. This is for the element of fire. So each of these different sections that you can find in the game, each correspond to a different element. That is a crazy looking watercolor. However, that does not encapsulate even all the elements that Gaia represents. We already saw on her braids, she has, let's take ourselves back to the hub. She has 5 braids with 5 elements. We only have 4 zones for 4 elements, which means we are presently missing one in the game. I'm going to briefly pop a little bit of concept art in here. Hang on a second. You may have seen this before, especially if you've been following the game's development. This right here is a concept art piece for all 6 zones of Orbis. We have the first 4 that are already in the game, right? We got earth, we got wind, we got water, we got fire. The last 2 are obscured. They almost 100% represent the final elements of lightning and then Varen's element of the void. You can even see the little lightning bolts that are inside of the clouds in the unannounced Zone 5, making it the Zone of Lightning. And little did I know, there were actually a ton of elements in the game already related to Zone 5. We're going to take a little journey. We're going to take a little trip through all of these elements that currently exist. So first off, we have all of these trees, right? If we go into the prefab list and we just put in Zone 5, it looks like a very long list. Most of this is actually not Zone 5, right? We got Zone 4, Spawn Zone 1. Don't know why those pop up with Zone 5 as well. But the Zone 5 elements are just these at the beginning. We get these various types of trees. We get yellow, oak, green, blue, and aqua. So this is the yellow one right here. It's absolutely beautiful. And lightning is supposedly marked by yellow lightning bolt sigils. That is the icon that we get for it in the iconography. That is the color that seems to be associated with it. So, yellow tree. Makes perfect sense. All the other trees here have a very similar shape to this. Obviously, these are not in the game, so all of this is subject to development. We have these oak trees here. These ones are listed as the green trees. These ones here are listed as the blue, and then these as the aqua at the very end. They do not seem to have unique elements to them. These are not unique leaves or wood types. Like if we click on this right here, this is just beech. This is oak. When we get down here, this is the jungle log. This right here is oak once again. And then finally with the aqua, it's made out of red clay, which I feel like has to be just a placeholder block to get this kind of reddish trunk here with the blue leaves. I honestly think it looks incredible, but just a placeholder for the moment. However, we do actually have unique tree elements for Zone 5. I just threw some of them together. This is called Stormbark. We have Stormbark here. We have the Stormbark roots that hang from the tree, and we have Stormbark leaves. It looks like a thundercloud. I think these look absolutely incredible. So I would assume that we're going to get some big trees like this eventually that are made out of these materials. I love the look of them so far. Again, obviously, still in development. Everything is subject to change. But really cool that these already exist in the game. I mean, you can build with them in creative mode. You can make a rendition of what you think Zone 5 is going to look like with some of these blocks. That is not all the stuff that we have for Zone 5, however. Let's step into my little room here and slow down our speed. So, we have, if you look up Storm in the inventory, we have quite a few items that are already in the game. All right, so these here are storm plants. These are already discoverable in exploration mode. I believe you can find these inside of Zone 3. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But we have these plants. We have the storm sapling, which at first I wondered if this was like a sapling version of what these tree elements would grow into, but they just look incredibly different. And this looks like it would grow into an enormous glowing tree. It looks almost a little bit spiral-like, kind of like the azure trees, those glowing blue ones in the bioluminescent forest. Which is really, really fascinating to me because those glowing blue trees have a lot of arcane applications in the game. Like, you use them to make portals in the game. And this one has the same spiral shape, which really makes me think that eventually when this tree is fully grown and in the game and in Zone 5, it might have some arcane applications of its own. Far left storm plant is Zone 1. This one right here, the storm thistle. That's very good to know. Okay, so this is Zone 1. I don't think these are in Zone 1 though, right? These ones have got to be 2 or 3, as far as I remember. You encounter them in Zone 1 mountains. That's very cool. I do like the idea of gigantic yellow storm mushrooms when these things eventually are able to grow up. I think that will be absolutely incredible. I've never seen these in exploration mode. The only place I've seen storm sapling is in the ruined alchemist lab prefabs in Zone 4. That's wild. Hang on now. Wait, that fits my theory perfectly that they have arcane applications. Let's see if we can pull that up. Let's see if we can pull that up right now. I don't know. Is this what you were talking about? Ah! Aha! Ho! I think we found it. This certainly does look like an alchemist lab, doesn't it? We have all these little plants growing. I've not seen this. We got potions of stamina regeneration. So you found one of these? Is this the one you were talking about? One of these was in here? In one of the planters. That's very cool. Can I I cannot. Okay, Hytale. That's okay. That's fine. That's fascinating, though. As far as I understand, those plants that are in the planters are used to make different potions in the game. Is Storm Thistle used for a potion already? I've not messed with the alchemy system really much yet. Anyhow, we've got all those. We've got seeds for them already. We've got petals as well. Storm petals, I think they're called. storm petals, which I would assume fall from this tree or like underneath that tree or something. And then of course we have the recipes and the packets for the seeds up there. Now, we also have these sets of ores. These have not been used. They don't spawn yet, I should say. So we got the mithril one over here. As far as I understand, the mithril one is supposed to eventually spawn in Zone 4, but it doesn't yet. Or they're going to put it in one of the, you know, the little portals that take you to the version 2 of World Generation? I know there was some talk about putting them in there as well. Point being, we do have these other 2 ore types that have not been represented in the game yet either. Let's actually look in here so you can actually see the names. We go like this. We have got, that's the, nope, that's the mithril one. Then we have onyxium, and then we have prisma. I'm going to step out on a limb here, okay? I propose onyxium is from Zone 6, right? It's the zone of the void. This is very void colored, and onyx is a dark material in real life, and the void is dark. And then we have prisma ore, which would make a lot of sense for Zone 5, element of lightning. And it was also been said in the concept art for Gaia that she is the goddess of light, prismatic, all make sense with one another. This is my theory, okay? This is my theory that this is a Zone 6 ore, and this is a Zone 5 ore. The prisma ore, prismatic ore. There are some things that are already craftable with this in the game. Obviously, not obtainable in exploration. Can't have these things organically in exploration, but they're still in the game files, and they're still usable. This is a full set of prismatic armor. And we have the mace. There is not much else to do with this metal in the game so far. This is kind of it. This is about as much as you get. Just this suit of armor. Now, if we look up... There we go. Prism. We get all of these things. There's a couple other items here that we're going to touch on in a moment. But it's just this suit of armor and this prisma mace. Onyxium has a ton more stuff. This is what I've got in my inventory right now. It's got this full set of armor right here. It's got all of these weapons. It's got the shield. It's got a staff as well, which I would assume is for magic. Yeah, this seems a lot more fleshed out, all this Onyxium stuff. There's a ton of it, and only this for the prisma. What we do get, though, is prismatic fabric, as well as this leather and hide. So obviously, we've got a bunch of different... Let's look up just leather. We got a bunch of different types right now. I don't know if all of these are obtainable in the game right now. Like this one, the dark leather. I've not encountered this myself in exploration mode yet. Same thing here with scaled. I don't know if this is something for the dinosaurs that I just haven't encountered, but I've only just seen, you know, heavy, light, medium. But these other ones still exist. This, I believe, is obtainable through an ancient gateway. At least that's what I saw from Simon's tweets on Twitter. Again, have not encountered that in the game. Supposedly it's out there somewhere. But we have this storm leather. Have to imagine that will be in Zone 5 eventually. And we have the prismatic leather. Would not be surprised if both are represented in Zone 5. But what really interests me is the fact that somewhere in the game, eventually there will be a creature that you will have to kill in order to get this hide, which means it will look kind of like this hide. So some big blue beast and big prismatic beast. Give me a lightning dragon, Hytale. Give me a lightning dragon. We also do have essence of lightning in the game, similar to how we have essence of life or essence of fire that you can already obtain in the game. We have essence of lightning. We also have these motes of light, but I would not be surprised if those are related to Zone 5 as well. Anyways, we also have these right here. These are storm silk, I believe they're called. Let me look this up. Yeah, storm silk scraps. So if we just look up scraps, we get a few of these from different zones that are already in the game, right? We have our shadow weave scraps. These are Zone 3 items. We have our cinder cloth that are Zone 4. And then we have linen that's obtainable kind of everywhere. And then we've got storm silk over here. And then we have regular silk. I don't think regular silk is in the game yet. I mean adventure mode or exploration mode yet either. Storm silk definitely is not. But it did make me wonder if we go to Silk. We have a whole silk outfit. Let's just, let's put it, can we put it on? Yeah, we can put it on. I just kind of want to get a side-by-side. I'm curious. If we do this. I mean, those look like they belong together, do they not? I'll pay $1 million if this is not part of Zone 5. I'm not going to pay $1 million. But this really looks like it belongs together. The fabric scraps and leathers feel very much like there'll be other class equipment progression ingredients. Fabric scraps for mages and maybe leathers for ranges. That would make a lot of sense. Absolutely. We got trees. We got plants. We got ores. We got armor. We got maybe some clothing. We got leather. We got an essence. And then we have these final elements right here. So we have Zephyr here, which looks like a crystal more than an ore. The Zephyr is a type of wind from Greek mythology. Let's actually look this up real quick. I feel like it was a directional wind, if I'm remembering correctly. Because I know the game borrows a lot from Greek mythology. Like Gaia comes from Greek mythology. It's the west wind in Greek mythology. That's very interesting. I wonder if that will come into play eventually where, like, you know, Zone 2 is to the south, Zone 3 is to the north. Maybe Zone 5 will eventually be to the west. It's really cool because there is some concept art of these floating islands. We've already seen little tiny floating islands inside of the Forgotten Temple. And we know that they're developing things that are used for that kind of transportation, like grappling hooks, the little backpack propeller, hot air balloon. I think currently all we have in the game that gets close to that is this. But obviously they're preparing for some world generation that is a lot more terrain intensive. Zephyr is wind themed. Maybe it will eventually be in Zone 2 since it's wind themed. I mean, that could definitely make sense. It's a wind element. Let me see if I can use this. I've got to put myself into... There we go. There we go. It's kind of bad and slow right now. Yeah, that could be. And it is, uh-oh. I've activated the golem. Unintended consequences. Wait, I want to see if I die. Hang on a second. There's one of those storm elementals out here somewhere. Where is it? I might just summon in a new one. Okay, I'm going to spawn this in. And then I'm going to switch myself. Will you attack me? Are you smart enough to do that? Oh. Okay. You do. You're not very agile or strong. Let's just see. Oh. Ooh. Very, very weak. Very weak. But look at that. We got Essence of Lightning from it. Yeah, there are... let's switch ourselves back really quick. Let's switch ourselves back. There are several different... Not prefab, spawn entity, and... Spirit. We got the Ember one. We got the Frost one. Interesting. I think both the Frost Spirit and the Frost Golem have 3 eyes. We got the Root one for Earth. We got the Thunder one. There is not a Wind one yet. Interesting. There's not a Wind one. What do we have in Golems? We've got our Earth Golem. It's the one most people are most familiar with. We got the Flame one. These are all in the different Gaia temples, if you've not seen them. No, Frost has 1. Sand has 3. Interesting. Okay. And then we've got the Thunder one that we spawned in here as well. And then we have these other ones. We got a Void one. This is from that temple. That looked like a little lightning bolt coming off of it, did it not? Let's see that again. I'm sure those are just little void crackles, but that's very interesting. Very interesting indeed. That is every single Zone 5 element that is currently in the game. All the NPCs, all the items, all the blocks. However, there is one other thing that I wanted to point out that I found while I was looking at all of this. This right here This is called a Nexus sword. I don't know if you guys know what Nexus is, but there is a thing in Hytale called the Altar Verses. It's basically the concept that Orbis is one world among several that you will eventually be able to visit in the game, and those Altar Verses were confirmed recently in the lore blog post that they did. And one of those places is called Nexus, and it is purple and green, Varen colored. And this looks like a very Varen styled sword. This is the only thing that I can find in here that bears that sort of name. And I just kind of stumbled onto it by accident. Has it got stats? Not that we can see, not really. It has a signature energy. That means it can build up a signature attack at least. That is true. That is true. Let's take these off. Can we shift click on? Yes, we can. Thank you, Hytale. Thank you. Let's try to take down this golem over here and see if we can see a signature move with it. Bring it. It is not getting the build up over there for an ultimate attack. I don't know if that's... Oh, is that something the other golems can do? Is that something the others can do? No, it does not look like it's really doing any damage, does it? Yeah, Golem's a little buggy. Golem's a little buggy as well, which makes sense. He's not in the game. This is how we die. Okay, so Nexus Sword really isn't a thing yet. It's killed by the Thunder Golem. And I'm inside the temple. Thank you so much for watching. And I hope that you enjoyed. And whether you're watching this on Twitch or later on YouTube, because this will be chopped up into a video to go onto the second channel. We got a Discord server. If you want to chat lore with people or anything else about the game, you're welcome to hop on in. And let me know if I missed anything. Or what you would want us to investigate next, because we do these lore streams every single Tuesday at 11 a.m. PST, about a different topic every single time. I know some people have wanted ancient humans in Hytale. That's a really fun one that I'm excited to dive into. But in the meantime, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later. Happy hightailing.